Okay, hello everyone. So I will be speaking English because I just prepared the presentation in English and I just feel better. So my topic is from gain to loss spirals and actually testing some propositions and developing a conceptual framework for PsyCap and technostress in AI context. By the way, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Ayşe Güven Ergüney, and I'm a teacher at TED Üsküdar College and freshly graduated from Yeditepe University. So, as I said, the aim of the study, this one was just developing an integrated framework for researchers and for practitioners by using core theory and job demands resources theory, positioning PsyCap as a central personal resource through which job demands and resources shape employee strain and motivation in AI context. And here the scope is we actually said that technostress as a strain intensified by AI adoption, and also it can be intensified by actually like digital transformation. And the context is organizational settings where AI is increasingly just embedded into everyday practice, and outcomes is about acknowledging and knowing what the employee well-being, strain, performance, and to find out the relevant outcomes. So why this study? I mean, why we actually try to integrate all of these concepts together? So there's kind of like a raising problem, kind of like a contextual shift for everyday work in which AI and even like generative AI, things like ChatGPT, whatever, is just embedded through for all of the practices in our daily work right now. So which creates kind of like techno stress creators in which the people experience like overload, evasion, complexity, insecurity, and uncertainty. So recent meta-analysis just synthesized the antecedents and the outcomes of like technostress PsyCap, but there is no, like right now, there's no current studies just intensifying and trying to find out or integrating this framework currently. So there is a gap in research. So we don't know still how personal resources interact with technostress. So as a result, this study extends this model, JDR model, by positioning PsyCap just in the middle as a central personal resource, which mediates the effect of job resources on motivation and strain, and which technostress creators actually creates a strain in AI-enabled work settings. So what is technostress? So actually we know that there are like technostress creators in which we can find out, like this is a prominent dark side phenomenon right now in the literature. It's about arising from how people engage with digital technologies, in which, as a result, causes stress. So we can see as daily and organizational life become more deeply digitalized, recognizing the consequences of technostress is really important. So as I said, we take PsyCap as a mediator, a personal resource in the field of organizational behavior. We know PsyCap has been worked out in the literature for more than 25 years. So by emerging from positive organizational behavior literature, actually PsyCap is defined as proactive strength-based pathways to performance and well-being, which includes your self-efficacy, optimism, hope, and resilience. So because I have like 5 to 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, I will try to pass the details, but try to make you understand what we have done so far. So when we think about, let's just go through the model. Okay, so this is the normally classical theoretical framework of the study, classic JDR. So in the JDR, we have job demands, in which are like contextual factors in the organization, like we can say leadership, okay? So the job resources, whereas, the job demands is kind of like stress, okay? So we can actually say that techno-stress is a job demand, which creates a strain, okay, on people. Whereas job resources are the contextual factors like leadership, leads to higher motivation and as a result leads to positive organizational outcome. But up till now, like this classical JDR framework is just like this one, okay? So what we done is that we divided job resources and personal resources, which are PsyCap, that is personal, that is up to you, the personal resources, and classify them into two sections and put it into the middle and saying that job demands, so the techno-stress creators like techno-complexity, the invasion and that kind of things, which depletes your PsyCap, your hope, your resources, and as a result, which actually decreases your, leads to strain, techno-stress. So this is actually an extended GDR model. We developed some kind of like, let me say, a proposition in which the future researchers can actually apply and test. So as a conclusion, what I can say about this model is just an extended model. It's the extended version of the classical JDR theory. As I said, which positions the personal resource is the main importance into the model. And just present some empirically testable links for the future researchers. So here we enriched the JDR and core integration for theoretical implications, and for practical implication, we are finding out that for managers navigating AI transformation or digital transformation, we see the PsyCap as serving a strategic psychological infrastructure. It systematically transforms digital stress into sustained motivation, resilience, and innovation. So for the recommendations for the future research is to test the model, really. And we needed longitudinal and experimental studies for this one. We possibly need, like, we have to twist a little, like say, techno-stress dimensions for the AI context. We need cross-generational and cross-cultural analysis for this. We also need multi-level integration.
Yeah. We've been talking about the artificial intelligence opportunities, but what about the threats? Like, is it threats for us or just opportunity?
Yeah, I understand what you mean. So this model actually tries to capture, let's say, a holistic framework. So in detail, it has to be studied further. Like, we're not delving into the details, but trying to have a holistic approach for right now. But for, like, to answer your question, here maybe we can think about the spirals. Like, okay, so we have like job resources. Yeah. Let's think that you have a sustained leadership or digital leadership in which increases your PsyCap, your hope, your resilience, and that kind of things, in which deletes your techno-stress strain, your anxiety about AI, techno-stress, which will actually lead to higher, better organizational outcomes. If that doesn't happen, like the resources are, let's say, static and it doesn't grow parallel with your PsyCap, so you have to find out a different strategy to how to cultivate the PsyCap in the organization yourself, like giving some kind of like trainings and that kind of things. But we will give more detail in the book chapter.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for your question. Is there any other question? Okay, I will ask a question.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for this amazing study. What kind of practical strategies do you recommend to organizations or businesses for using this PsyCap effectively?
Yeah. The thing is, actually, my PhD thesis was about this. Like, at some point, I tried to integrate the PsyCap into again to AI anxiety and technostress, and which I saw that it just decreases the PSYCAP. So, but the problem is we need kind of like studies that we can have different waves, longitudinal study. So what organization can do, maybe they can just try to recognize, or let's say to find out what current PSYCAP measures are right now at the organization before the AI adoption and during AI adoption, to find out which training methods they can use to increase it.
I think we need some more researches about this subject.
Yes, exactly.
On the businesses and
Yes.
the organizations,
Yeah.
right? Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Any other questions? Yes, please.
Thanks, Ayşe Hocam. I couldn't follow the PSYCAP is the scale that you developed and validate?
No. PSYCAP is a scale developed like 25 years ago
Okay.
by Lucens. So it has been used in a lot of studies, organizational behavior, manufacturing, operations, academy. So it is it's a valid and reliable scale.
So then my second question, what are the items, this technostress? So
Okay, technostress regards to the okay. Actually, what happened? There's a confusion in technostress literature even right now. So there is one technostress scale in which it scales and measures the technostress creators. Like what is the techno overload, current techno overload, current techno invasion in the organization, which was developed by Taraftar. Okay, later on, Salanova developed another scale called technostress again, but in which she examined the strains caused by technostress creators, which is kind of like measures the anxiety caused by the creators of technostress. So there is kind of like confusion still in the literature in which the study will integrate both creators and the strain, which will actually give maybe tap into a gap in the literature research again.